Hello, everybody, and welcome back to TheGreenlyReview. Today, we will be going over everything Mortal Kombat movie related, and everything on how it sucked, and everything on what was good. Today, I am joined with BigBoiBouie again. How are you doing, my guy?
I'm doing pretty good today. I mean, I had to watch that movie last night, and I can't say I enjoyed it the best.
You among, like, I don't know how many other people. Oh, man. Oh my god, man. I don't even know where to start. I don't know where to start with this movie. And first things first, and before we get into what we thought about it, I said this before in February. I even have a tweet on this saying some things should not be live action. And I hold by my word to this day on this movie. Example A, exactly. Oh man. Alright, so what'd you think of the movie, rating wise?
You want to
honest, honest, just like brutally honest.
Honest. If you want that kind of plot, you want that kind of action, go watch Kung Fu Panda. Basically, it's like fundamentally the same plot, but with just much better acting, everything. Kung Fu Panda was movie, but we're not talking about Kung Fu Panda today. We're talking about this.
Sadly, we're talking about this. Oh my goodness, man.
Kung Fu Panda review next? Yes.
Yeah, we'll definitely do a Kung Fu Panda one for sure. Actually, wonder, are they going to come up with a Kung Fu Panda 4? They might. I mean, they should. They should.
I heard them talking about making up to 6.
6?
Yeah.
What? Bro,
yeah,
that's awesome. I wonder what the storyline's going to be. Anyways, okay. Let's on a rating, on a scale of 1 to 10, what do you rate this?
5.
No hesitation, 5.
It's literally a half-ass movie, so I have to give it a half-ass score.
Yeah, that makes sense. No, that makes sense. I'm as much crap as I've talked about this movie, I'm gonna be generous and give it a 6.3. Why? Okay. Fights, best thing out of this entire movie. Even though some of them were unneeded, some of them, I'm gonna give it the benefit of the doubt. Even though I crap on this movie a lot. 6.3.
I understand that. I will say the action was really fun. There was a lot of fights in this movie that did put me on the edge of my seat, and I was pretty enthralled with it.
No, same here. I mean,
the issue was the delivery and the dialogue. It was... Oh my god.
It was poorly executed.
Any scene you want to point out that was just god-awful?
Oh! Dude, where do I start? There's like 17! Oh my goodness, bro. Okay,
let's... Even the short were just poorly delivered, and the emotional scene's even worse.
Yeah, no, like, they tried to play towards the emotional side, and they couldn't. It wasn't executed correctly. And it's like, they wanted you to feel, and it's like, I can't feel for this character.
Okay, the one scene... We're allowed to talk about spoilers right now, right?
Oh, yeah, no. If you haven't seen this, it's fine. You don't really need to.
I just want to... This is fine. When he was like having a tough time finding his powers, he was kind of having a discussion with Sonya Blade, looking at his family, and that was barely discussed in that dialogue.
Oh,
like,
yeah,
you're a lucky man, and then Raiden comes out of nowhere. Is like, you haven't found your powers fast enough. You got to go home.
Get your ass home. You haven't found him fast enough.
And then he like pulls up a portal, and then Sonya's like trying like.
She did a piss poor job, man.
No. You can't give up now. I'm sorry.
And no one tries to stop him. It's just like, all right, cool, whatever.
They just kind of sit there like at the end of the movie.
Oh man, it was so dumb. And then let's talk about the Goro fight. Now, if you know anything about Goro, Goro is supposed to be Shang Tsung's grand champion, right? And it sounds like in the movie, Shang Tsung...
So dumb.
He's like, he doesn't even know who Goro is. He's like, awesome, you're Goro, the king of whatever. It's like, dude, he's your grand champion. How do you not know who this guy is? And he shows up. He looks cool, right? I'll give this... The CGI was good. It wasn't off. It really wasn't. And he fights Cole, and I'm like, dude, you should have ended that in the matter of a second. You've got 4 arms, dude. This guy doesn't even know what his powers are. You could have easily ended this, but he doesn't. Mainly because of plot.
I don't understand what was stopping him from just, like, plucking his arms off. Like,
exactly! And it's like, oh, man.
Like, this is literally, like... like, you're facing off against a real-life Machamp right here. You're not...
Exactly! Yet he's just standing there, and he's like, oh, I guess I can't do anything. And then his wife has to save him with an axe.
With an actual fire axe. Actually, I don't even think it was an axe. It was a splitting maul.
Oh! My God.
Oh my God.
And then, like, there's some part, and I'm not even talking about the fight of the Goro fight. I'm talking about right before they started, you could hear that the audio cut off from the little girl or Cole's daughter trying to say something. It's like, Dad! And then you hear, like, a giant cut off. It's like the noise suppression just, like, was so bad. And it's like, wait, what did you say? I couldn't hear what you said. I had to rewatch that, like, 5 different times. It's like, it cut out. And they didn't even try to redo the scene? That's on the boom mics. That's his fault. They're just like, screw it. We don't want to do it.
I feel like that they really rushed the movie, to be honest.
Oh my God, no, for sure.
The movie itself was rushed, but, like, making the movie was rushed.
I want to say the reason they rushed it is because they were focused on sequels. And that is a very terrible thing to do.
That for a first movie.
Yeah. And I've stated it before, and you probably agree with me on this. Focus on the movie you have in front of you. You don't know how well it's going to do. You can't just expect it to be amazing and then focus on the 2, 3, 4, 5 other movies. Because if the first one's garbage, what makes you think people are going to watch the second one or the third one?
And I see that issue happen a lot with movies. But granted, we have, like, because of that, we've gotten, like, pretty decent movies. Like, a couple... like a bit ago, we reviewed Godzilla vs. Kong.
Mm-hmm.
The only reason that movie exists is because they started working on it immediately after they finished King of the Monsters.
Right.
And
exactly.
You know how King of the Monsters did, right? It was not received well at all.
Right. Very much so. And I get that, like, you can argue that focusing on the other sequels is a good thing. And I understand that. They want to, like, continue the story. Because the way that the movie ended was not good. I'm not talking about Godzilla vs. Kong. I'm talking about Mortal Kombat. The way it ended was
no, and that's what we're talking about today.
Yeah, no, oh my God.
Sidetrack.
But yeah, no, I it's just insane. All right, so you want to start? Wait, no, continue. What were you gonna say? What were you gonna say?
Who do you think was the best written character in the movie of them all?
Let me think. Best written character. None of them.
None of them.
Nope, none.
Well, I feel like there's some that are a bit better than others.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no,
I thought Sonya was done horrid.
Yeah, no, very much so. She has a very big past, and they kind of just made it seem like Jax and her were they just happened to know each other. But in fact, they were a part of Special Forces, and they had a huge history, yet they never explained that. Or maybe they did, but they, like, bypassed it. It's like, okay, see, here's the thing. There are some people who are really big on the Mortal Kombat lore, and they know everything about it, okay? But then there are some of them who've never played the games, never watched the movies. They watch this one, they're like, what the hell is this? And,
Yeah, and then it ruins it for them.
Exactly! And they assume. And it's bad to assume that people know what you're talking about, and that they know what the storyline is. Because, believe it or not, it changes. And I understand that the movie was changing the storyline, but they did a very terrible way of executing it.
Yeah, no, I absolutely agree. Like, I did a little bit of research into the storyline, because, like, obviously, as I said, I haven't played Mortal Kombat since I was 13, I think. Right?
Very long time ago.
All I remember is having my friend over, and I was getting so mad, because he'd always, like, spam the same link that would put me on.
Button mash.
Yeah, button mashing, and that's all I would do too. I was playing as Baraka usually. I don't know why I liked him so much. I'm just kind of sad I didn't get to see him.
Wait, was Baraka wasn't in this one, was he? I don't think he was.
No, he wasn't. Baraka was that one, yeah, with the big blades out of his arms.
All of them are forgettable characters in this movie, so it's easy to forget who is in it. All right.
Yeah, maybe it's a good thing he wasn't.
Yeah, no, it's a very good thing he wasn't, because it'd be like, okay, what's your purpose now? Are they gonna crap all over you like they did the other characters?
I feel like, Well, even from what I've seen with Mortal Kombat, Baraka doesn't have a lot compared to a lot of different characters.
Right.
So I could imagine it would have just been a fill-in if it was in the movie.
Yeah, very much so. But I feel like in the games, he's like there. He's like, I'm gonna fight you, and they get absolutely obliterated by the person who's fighting him, and it's like, oh.
Do you know who felt like a really pointless character that could have been like filled by many different characters?
Who?
Molina.
Oh my god! Don't even get me. Okay, so I was thinking about Molina. Let's talk Molina for a second. As we all know, and I don't want to get into the whole aspect of her and how her character is, but I guess it makes sense. So as Molina, I don't know if you've read up on how Molina, like what she's made of, but she's part the race of, I was about to say Eldians, but that's not true. Part Katana's race and whatever race Baraka is, and mixed together and created Molina. And yeah, so that's her, and it was used and Kotal Khan, which I'll get into that later. We'll talk about him. Or Shao Kahn. No, it's Shao Kahn. Shao Kahn, it was said, hey, I don't need you anymore, Katana. Screw off. I'm using Molina. And so made Molina, and you know, in the movie, we see that she has a normal face. But if you look her up, she has anything but a normal face.
Oh, yeah, I know. Well, it's kind of showed later, like at the very ending of her, before she dies.
That's what I hate! I hate that!
That's literally her face to begin with. It's not closed.
Exactly! And it's like, why would you do that? Why not make Molina scary? But they didn't. They didn't.
Not until, and it shouldn't be that, oh yeah, her face can like open up. It's just like that.
Exactly. And and I don't know why they decided to go that route. It's like, Molina's supposed to be a scary looking thing. But
I understand what they did, but they should have done it differently, because they kind of wanted to show like a little sense of fear with her doing that.
Right.
But the thing is, they could have just let her keep the mask on for most of the movie and then take it off.
I don't even remember her having a mask.
Yeah, right?
I don't think she had one.
Yeah, I don't think she did either.
That's so weird. I don't know why what. There's so many wrong things with this movie, man. I can't even express to you how many things are wrong with this.
Goro, very downplayed.
Very downplayed. Very, very downplayed. And we'll finish with Molina, and then we'll go back to Goro, because they're like I said, a lot to talk about. So Molina, remember whenever she is almost about to kill Sonya Blade, and she's like, "You're not worth killing," and then leaves. Like, dude, you literally could have killed her off right there.
Yeah, and it would have like saved so much. Like, why didn't you?
Exactly. It's like, you're not worth my time. You don't have the mark. It's like, what? She's right there, dude. Just take advantage of the opportunity.
No point. It's like,
I don't understand it. Like, you could have.
It's like being really hungry and then seeing a banana on the counter and be like, oh, I don't want to fucking eat it.
It's like,
I don't want to peel it. I don't want to peel it.
Exactly. And then Kano comes in and tries to finish everything, and then that doesn't work, and then, you know, all that.
It just felt so rushed.
It just felt so rushed. It was just so much wrong. All right, let's go back to Goro for a second. So, where did we leave off with him? So, we see him try to fight Cole, right? And he somehow manages to get his power. The power of family gives me strength. And he gets his power, and then we think to ourselves, is that fire. We know he's a part of Hanzo's bloodline. Fire. Give him fire. Never shows fire. And it's like, okay, what's the point of his power?
It was weird. It almost felt like it was some sort of like energy transfer that he could. It was weird.
It was very weird. And it's like, we see him, he just happens to like grow out these what are those things called? You grab them and the weapons he had. What do you call those? I don't know what you call those.
Oh god, I forget what they're called. I couldn't tell you. Wait, I'll look them up right now.
Okay. I don't know.
But continue.
Okay.
As I look up.
So he had those, and it just like formed out of nowhere. It literally formed out of nowhere. And I want to say that his powers came from Hanzo's spear thing that he used, or like trowel that he used centuries ago, and it just happened to be there. And so he has that, gets these powers, and apparently it's like kinetic energy. Every time he gets hit, it explodes out. And it's like, okay, so what's the point? What is this power called? And what does it do? And then it's never elaborated what it is. And even Raiden, because like Raiden's supposed to be what, all knowing or whatnot, and he doesn't even know. And it's like, what's the point? I don't understand this.
Exactly. The weapons are called tonfas.
Tonfas?
Tonfas, like
Tonfas.
Tonfas.
Oh, tonfas. Okay.
Yeah.
And they're usually sharp.
They can be either blunt or sharp.
Okay. But the fact that, it's just, for the sake of plot, they had to keep Cole alive. Personally, Goro could have finished that in the span of like a minute or whatnot, but like I said...
Exactly. That's literally what that fight was. It was plot armor. That is the actual definition of
it's so dumb, because they're supposed to use... If the tournament was supposed to happen, which it didn't in this movie, Goro was supposed to be the final villain, but they killed him off. So how are you gonna do that now? Like, literally. Oh, I muted. Oh, I did? Okay, so I said, Goro is supposed to be, in the games, he is supposed to be the main villain after the tournament's done. And even though the tournament never happened, they killed him off. They killed him off.
He was a pain in the butt.
What are you gonna do now? How are you gonna fix that? How are you gonna undo your problem? How are you gonna do that?
Yeah, no. Exactly. I don't understand, like, some sort of resurrection. I don't know. For all, the bad thing is, if there is a sequel, I am gonna watch it, but
just to see what they do is like, all right, tell me, show me what you're gonna do. How are you gonna fix what you just dug yourself a hole?
Imagine if like the sequel, it ends up being like a 10 out of 10 perfect movie. It's like,
it's like, wait, how do you? Hold on. It's like, hold on a second. Hold on.
But no, Goro. It was. I don't know, the way he like first got brought up into the movie, like you only saw a shadow and whatnot. It was some sort of like, threatening.
Oh yeah.
Way of the character. Then he showed up and he just like couldn't kill anybody and then somehow got injured by a splitting maul. Like,
it's like it doesn't.
Simple splitting maul. Like, you think his skin would be really thick. If you didn't know, a splitting maul is a very, very blunt. Like they still have there's still like a blade on them, but it's a blunt kind of blade. It's they're meant to cut things through the amount of weight when they're being struck down, because they weigh like 15 pounds.
Right. Yeah, and it's just like, and he's got 4 arms. You would think, take 2 arms, focus on Cole. Take the other 2, focus on the mother and the child, right? But then like he breaks the arm, right? And he just unbreaks it. Like, how do you just unbreak something?
Yeah, I know. Like, it'd be one thing if it was like shown to be dislocated and he just like popped it back into place, but
that like, sounded broken. That sounded broken.
Yeah, that sounded very broken. That didn't sound like a thump from a dislocate. That sounded like a crack.
Yeah, no, and he's just it re-breaks it or unbreaks it, and it's like, okay, cool. All right, so someone said in the comments, Shao Kahn is the main villain. He can easily replace Goro. That is the problem I have, because that's not possible. You see, Shang Tsung serves Shao Kahn, so why would Shao Kahn participate in the tournament under what did I just say? The main dude, the villain, Shang Tsung. Why would he work under Shang Tsung if Shang Tsung's already working underneath Shao Kahn? Because Shao Kahn, from what I remember, is supposedly supposed to be alive in this one, even though there are problems to that, because remember how it said centuries later? It was, yeah. But here's the thing. The events that take place in the tournament happens almost immediately after Scorpion dies, maybe like a few years afterwards, and that's when the tournament happens. But they made it sound like it was centuries upon centuries later, and that's the problem. That right there is the problem, because Scorpion, and we're going on to Scorpion's part now, if that's okay.
Yeah, of course.
Okay, so Scorpion, he doesn't, it's stated in the movie that by Raiden that Scorpion was harnessing the power of Netherrealm and learning all these powers and whatnot, but they forgot a key figure, Quan Chi. Quan Chi plays a huge, and I mean a giant, part in the rivalry between Sub-Zero and Scorpion, yet that is never mentioned. Not once.
No, not once.
And that's...
like, the whole rivalry is shown by Sub-Zero killing the family, and then Scorpion or Hanzo at the time gets pissed.
Yeah, and then he gets killed by Sub-Zero. But in the end, it's all Quan Chi messing with both of their minds, mainly Scorpion, into thinking, hey, Sub-Zero's the one that killed your family. And then he has Scorpion work under Quan Chi, and Quan Chi helps him with his powers, or gives him the powers, and that's how he's so good. It's not that he just harnesses the power of Netherrealm or something. And it's just, it doesn't make sense.
I kind of feel like the writers of this movie just kind of skimmed Wikipedia for
they believed everything on there and like, this is it. This is it. Never have we played a Mortal Kombat game, but this is it. We're going with this.
That's exactly what it felt like. And that's the issue. Okay, I see that issue so often when they try to like turn video games into movies. It usually doesn't deliver. Like literally 75% of movies that are based on video games don't deliver.
Yeah, and it's so bad, man, because it's like
and
you want to see it.
Why is because most filmmakers don't really play these games.
And that's what makes them so bad. Like, do not make a movie on something you know nothing about. Like, I don't understand it.
Well, yeah, and that actually literally goes back to, well, obviously, I'm gonna mention Godzilla here again.
Okay,
because
that's fine.
Contrast of 1998 to the MonsterVerse. 1998, Ronald Emmerich, he was not a Godzilla fan. He had no interest in making the movie until he got a lot of money to do it. As the MonsterVerse, these were by fans for fans.
Right. Money solves everything.
Yeah, exactly. So, and I feel like that's the same issue here, is that it's somebody that didn't really care too much about the franchise. And well, I could be wrong. I didn't really look into it, but it kind of felt like they didn't look into the lore of the game carefully.
Or like, I don't know, this is just speculation. They had people who, they had the writers, they had NetherRealm in on it, they had the writers of Mortal Kombat. They stated their opinion on what should happen, but like the director's like, nah, I want to go in a different direction. Because like he heard them, but was like, you know what? Nah, I don't really want to. Just completely disregarded everything.
Yeah, no, there's just so many, and it wasn't even just the storyline. Like overall, the acting and the dialogue. Like I can't. I want to stop talking about the acting and the dialogue.
It's just so bad.
It was
awful. I have to agree with you. Like the corny pickup lines, the corny fatality, the corny finish him, or well, didn't even do it like that. I'm doing it justice by saying that. Those corny lines afterwards, after every single thing, was like, okay, cool fight, but you just ruined it. You need to know that. You just ruined it.
Actually, I will admit, the one scene with Natara.
Yeah, Natara. Yeah.
The chick with the wings. Yeah. Her fight with Kung Lao.
Yeah, Kung Lao. Yeah.
I did enjoy that fight, but then the ending just ruined it.
Like the fatality was so cool. The brain split and everything, and then he says fatality. And it's like, oh my god, dude, you ruined it.
I'm pretty sure he said flawless victory.
Yeah, flawless victory. Oh my god, dude, don't do that again.
Like, who are you talking to?
Exactly. It's like literally you're looking down at the person you just killed, and you're like, flawless victory.
At the camera. You're looking at the camera. It just felt so.
It's like, what? You breaking the fourth wall here, telling us flawless victory?
It's one thing when Deadpool does it. But...
Yeah, it's one thing because it's just Deadpool. It makes sense.
Deadpool's allowed to do it. He's not above fiction, but he's above fiction.
Pretty much. Yeah, no, you're right. He has every right to. No one questions it. And going off the Kung... Oh, sorry, my bad. You going, my bad.
But yeah, Kung Lao. No, you can't look at the camera and say...
Yeah, it just messes everything up.
Like, stop.
Exactly. Some guy said fatality. Breaking the fourth wall, saying that is so stupid. It's so dumb. Yeah. And going off Kung Lao's fight, man. Like, okay, you remember when he threw the hat at Shang Tsung and he dodges that thing? And then, like, whatever that woman's name with the wings just comes in. He literally summons his hat back. It's like, dude, if you had the chance to do that, catch Shang Tsung off guard and cut off his head.
Yeah,
Like,
exactly.
what was that? You literally could have done that. It's not like he would have known. He didn't have eyes in the back of his head.
Yeah, precisely.
Missed
The whole movie
opportunity!
has so many. No, I want to say good things because the fights were pretty cool.
Oh, yeah, no, for
Um,
sure.
what was one like? There was a couple fights that felt kind of rushed, like the one between Jax and what's its name? What's his name?
Sub-Zero? Or no, not Sub-Zero.
Not no Jax and
Oh, the dude with the hammer, right?
guy with the hammer.
Forgettable dude.
Yeah.
Forgettable guy. I don't even know his name. That dude was on
Yeah,
something.
no, but that one felt very rushed. It was just kind of like
It's kind of
cool.
just there, you know? And it's like, let me think. Whenever Shang Tsung sends out his different people to different areas, right? And you've got Molina
Yeah.
fighting Sonya, you've got who does Kano fight? Who does Kano fight? I forget who Kano fights.
Wait,
Did he fight anybody?
Kano. Well, didn't Kano fight Sonya?
Yeah, but like it was that's confusing because remember how Molina after she refuses to kill her because like you're not worth my time and then leaves and then Kano shows up. It's kind of like that, or no, that's before everything because then Jax, you know, oh my god, dude, now I remembered how stupid that was.
The whole movie is just it's a shit post.
You're so right. And then like with Jackson, his like weak arms tries to lift up a rock, and then somehow, some way, out of nowhere, his arms transform. It's like
I completely forgot about that. Why did his arms just like?
Yes,
it's
like
out of the blue. Isn't that a mechanic?
Yeah, it's like where did this come from? Did that just come from thin air? The metal doesn't just transform. What is that? What is that?
It just reminded me of Black Ops 3 with these upgrades. You never stood a chance.
With these upgrades, you never stood a chance. It's like, oh my god, dude. Oh my god. My goodness.
Why did where did all that come from too?
Like
his arms were all these like
I don't know, but like whenever he got his arms in the games and the movies, or not movies, the other movies, you know, he always had those. He didn't just have some weak arms and then they just happened to transform into these awesome cybernetic arms just out of nowhere. It's like, okay, what is this? What is this? You're already 15 strikes in. You're already 15 strikes in. Why are you doing this now? That's so dumb. So dumb. My goodness.
or Sonya's little pep talk to Jax. Like it's not his fault. Like I understand what you're going off of, like you were wanting to give up when you're weak, but it's literally, it's not like you can build muscle on.
Exactly. It's like, yeah, you've got metal arms now. There's no way you can just gain muscle on your arms. No, that's not how that works.
Well, apparently you can.
Oh, apparently, yeah, just out of nowhere. If that's the case, why not regrow new arms? That's the.
Just do it. It ain't that hard.
Yeah, just do it. Come on. I mean, like, that's basically the motto of this movie, dude. Just, like, forget everything that's happened before in the past and other games. Just freaking do it, dude. Oh my god.
This movie, the whole plot simplified is like, if you're homeless, just buy a house.
Yeah, if you're homeless, just buy a house. And then the prophecy is true thing. The Interstellar music comes on.
I kind of want this movie to become a big shit post.
No, it'll be like the memes will like give it like a week or so. The memes will start showing up. They'll start realizing, oh, this movie was garbage.
But they're gonna make the best out of it.
Oh yeah, no, for sure, they definitely will. All right, now let's
think about it like that. It's not that like it's honestly kind of enjoyable when you think of it as a shit post.
Yeah, no, very much so. You just look at it as a giant meme.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh man, someone said, "How did Sonya kill Kano?" It was with a gnome. It was with a gnome, which is kind of stupid though, because I mean,
yeah, right.
And like that fight with Kano, let's talk about that. How is she able? Okay, so you got a trailer, right? She lives in a trailer, and there's one part where it's like 3 million. I'll give you that much if you join us. And he's like, all right, cool, fine, whatever. And he walks back inside the trailer towards the end of that scene. And then Cole asks her, do you really have 3 million? She's like, no. And it's like, dude, Kano just went back inside the house. The window's open. He's gonna hear you. I know for a fact he heard you. Yet they gotta time these things better.
Like what? Ugh. And killing him with the gnome too. I thought that was
It's so stupid.
What did she throw in his eye to make his eye not work?
Oh, I think it was like some sort of it was like a liquid. No, not a liquid. It was like a kind of spice. I was thinking about that too.
Pocket sand.
Yeah, pocket sand. I was thinking about that. Because like, how is that gonna affect his eyes?
Right? I don't
It's
know.
like
It's just like you think it would work. You think it'd be technologically advanced enough to just kind of
exactly. But
like this isn't AirPods. Like
no, for real. And then like I was gonna write that down in my notes of all the things that are bad. I'm like, you know what? Just forget it. Just forget it at this point. We're like 3 pages in of all the crap that's happened in this movie.
I don't know. I think the absolute worst thing is just the dialogue.
Oh my god, no!
I'm gonna crap on it for the rest of my life after watching that. That was awful.
Dude, it was so bad, man.
Like, it's actually been a minute since I've seen a movie that had that bad a dialogue.
No, I completely agree with you, man. I completely agree with you. And like,
what
you gonna say? You're saying?
But what was the budget?
Oh my god, let me check. Yeah,
it wasn't a lot.
It was budget 55 million. Box office 51.1 million.
Interesting. That's actually not a lot for a Hollywood movie.
Right. Yeah, no, very much so. Did you
have any like really known actors in the movie? I don't think so.
They had whoever played Sonya Blade. She was very well known, I think. But that's probably the only well-known.
That was Jessica McName.
I don't remember her name. Hold on, let me.
Yeah, Jessica McName.
Yeah, she's the only well-known actor or actress in. Was it Bridget Wilson? No, it wasn't Bridget Wilson. Jessica, yeah, McName. That's right.
Yeah. I think we talked about this before. Raiden.
Oh yeah, no, we talked about this before the thing. Before the stream started. Yeah.
I understand what they were trying to go with him. Like the character that they tried to play was like similar to what you see in like Yoda or Oogway.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, they couldn't execute that.
Nowhere near the writing of those two characters.
Because like I know, and in the games and movies, he's not supposed to interfere with the tournament, but that never happened. And since Shang Tsung literally pitted his opponents or his champions against Raiden and whatnot, he was able to interfere, but he never did. There was no tournament yet, so I don't know why he didn't interfere.
Right.
Which doesn't make sense. I'm literally confused on that. Because like they said, tournament never started.
I really wanted to see a nice fight scene with Raiden.
Oh yeah, because he would obliterate. He would absolutely obliterate.
Yeah.
Missed opportunity. Missed opportunity.
Well, here, let's go over the characters and what we thought.
Okay.
Who are some of the characters in the movie? Cole Young himself.
Oh my god. No! No! Dude,
the main character.
Main character, forgettable. Absolutely forgettable.
Yeah.
Very forgettable.
I'm never gonna forget about the. No, you can't give up now. I'm sorry.
I have to. So dumb.
Where are you going, bud?
Yeah, where are you going? Come back here. And it's like all he needed was just to fight Goro, and he's like, "Yep, got my powers back. It's cool." Because here's the thing: Raiden should have known that he could get his powers. Because if he knew that not Kung Lao, Liu Kang was supposed to be the champion, right? How did he not know that Cole was gonna have powers?
Right.
I don't understand it, man. I don't get it. I literally don't get it.
All right. Well, next character, Sub-Zero, played by Joe Taslim.
Bihan, dude, Bihan. I kind of like this character. I'm gonna be honest. He was ruthless. Not besides the fact that in the movie he was, a menace to society, but outside IRL, that man is also a menace to society. This man knows how to fight. I would not want to get into a ring with this dude.
Yeah, no, actually, like, he was one of the few in the movie that was written decent.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think anybody in the movie was written amazing.
Oh, no. Oh, my goodness, no. You'd be right in your assumption.
No, but Sub-Zero was written, like, all right, compared to the other ones, I guess.
Right, and then, like... keep
Go
going.
ahead.
Okay, yeah. The fact that towards the beginning...
No, I was just going to get on to the next character.
Oh, okay. I wish you wanted to add some on Sub-Zero.
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, so, like, I know in the beginning, you know how he's supposed to, like, kill off Scorpion's family and the Shirai Ryu? He had no motive.
Mm-hmm.
He never mentioned anything about his motives.
He just did it.
He just did it. He just straight did it. He's like, it is what it is.
Chose violence.
Yeah, it's just like, whatever. Don't care. Alright, that's all I wanted to say.
Then we had Scorpion, played by Hiroyuki Sanada.
Oh, I like Scorpion, but his character was not well written.
Well, it didn't get time at all.
Yeah, no, it didn't. And the fact that they waited till the very end of the movie to bring him in.
The only character development we got with Scorpion was with like literally within the opening scene.
Yeah, and like his fire powers, but that's not even explained, and it's like, okay, that's cool.
The next character.
Okay.
Talked about a bit. Molina, played by CC Stringer.
Okay, so I had an issue, and I don't know if you agree with me on this. I had an issue, like I said, with the mouth thing. She's supposed to be scary.
It should have been like that from the start.
It should have, but then like adding in that CGI of her face ripping up all the way to like Joker status, so to speak, didn't really work well for me.
That was the thing. I'm not even somebody that is that in tune with Mortal Kombat, but I remember first seeing her like walk in, and I'm like, did they really go the Joker?
Exactly.
The Joker mouth makeup route?
Yeah, I know, for sure. Yeah, and it's like
I thought that was the whole idea. I'm like, what?
Yeah, but then I know I completely agree. And then like she just and she's supposed to be a scary character. But the entire time I was watching that movie, I'm like, dude, she's not even that scary. Like, what is this? Even with the mouth thing.
The thing with Molina, she's like meant to mirror the two other characters, which I think are Katana and Jade.
Yeah, Jade, that's correct.
Yeah, which like you gotta admit, as a kid, you thought they were pretty cute, like they're hot.
Oh no, even to this day, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then like as a kid, when you saw Molina's mouth, you're like, what the hell?
What is this? And then you got those people who are like, you know what? I'm kind of vibing with it. There's those people. Jackpot. It's like, oh, this is it. This is my thing, dude. And then you look at your friends that say that, and it's like, dude, are you okay? Are you? What's wrong with you? It's like, I don't know, man. It's just my own preference. It's like, dude, she could bite your forehead off. It's like the bite of 83 in FNAF, dude. It's quite literally that. It's quite.
Yeah, that doesn't sound enjoyable.
Absolutely not.
Oh, the next character I know almost nothing about. That's the winged girl, which is Natara.
Oh, neither do I. She's never even mentioned in any of the other games. It's like, okay, who's this random character?
Yeah, like I guess we like there's no storyline of this character.
Shang Tsung's wife, apparently. I guess maybe. I don't know. I have no idea.
Next,
oh, Cabal?
Liu Kang.
Oh, okay. Liu Kang?
Liu Kang, played by Ludi Lin.
Liu Kang. I feel like he being a part of this movie was a good thing. If there was one good thing about this movie besides the fights, it was Liu Kang. I feel like his character was good. A bit long hair that wasn't really shadowed what Liu Kang looks like in the games, but I liked him. His physique was insane.
Yeah, it was all right. Like as I said, like there's a couple in this movie that aren't that bad.
Right, yeah. No, for sure. But I feel like they could have elaborated more on his powers a bit. Just a little bit more.
All right. Well, our next is Kung Lao, played by Max Huang.
Kung Lao, dude. He wasn't even supposed to... man. So there's a lot of things. I know, like I said, that they're going in a different direction with the storyline, but what was the point of him being here?
Right, and that was the annoying thing because Kung Lao was one of my favorite characters too in the Mortal Kombat games. Just
Hmm.
like the saw blade hat and whatnot. Oh, it was so cool.
Yeah, and like he was supposed to be replaced by Johnny Cage. You know, it would have been better if he was replaced by Johnny Cage.
Honestly, I feel like that would have made more sense.
Oh, it would have, because that's like the original team, you know. And then Scorpion
Yeah,
shows up later on, but they didn't. I mean, they did that, but okay. Next, yeah, next.
Cabal.
Cabal. Oh, I loved Cabal. The interaction between Cabal and Kano was hilarious, dude. I loved that.
Yeah,
It
I
was so
agree.
funny.
I agree. I like Cabal. I think Cabal is actually one of my favorite characters in the movie.
Oh yeah, no, for sure. I loved Cabal in this movie.
Now Kano.
I loved. Okay, Kano was funny. You have to give it that, even though some of his
Okay,
dialogue.
Kano was funny. Kano was funny, but there was a couple moments where I'm kind of like, okay.
Okay, could
I
have
don't
gone
know.
differently. Yeah, no, I completely agree. Remember the part when he's fighting with was it Liu Kang? Who did he fight?
Yeah,
Kung Lao or Liu Kang? Okay, Liu Kang, and then
haha, laser beam. That's
he starts so side sweeping him, and then he like jumps and he fakes. He's like, oh crap, and then gets knocked over. I love that.
laser beam. That's better than fireballs. Like what?
Yeah, that's better than Fireball. And he's like, yeah, awesome. And he's like, oh, what was it called? What were the powers called? Do we? I don't remember what they were called.
I don't remember.
Whatever. It's like whenever he's beating up on Cole, he's like, I think I see it. Actually, I lied. No, I didn't. And he just keeps beating him up. It's like, I think I should beat it out of him a little bit more. It's like, you've got to feel the pain. It's like, this is painful enough as it is. What more do you want from me?
All right, so I'm taking all these characters off of a list in the order that it's being put on.
Mhm.
The next character, yeah, Sonya Blade.
Sonya Blade. I feel like without her, the whole thing wouldn't have. And just in this movie alone, without her, the story probably wouldn't have progressed. Because she kind of just. If there's one good thing about about the movie, is she explained like the tournament and everything to an extent. To an extent, and you know, without her, nothing about it would have made sense. But yeah, I'd say, I guess that fit her character. I'm a bit on the fence.
Was I missing something, or did she just get her gauntlets like out of the blue?
She never had gauntlets in this movie. She just happened to have the power, which again does not make sense.
Right. Yeah, but you know what I mean, like just the power out of the.
Oh yeah, no, the power she just kind of got him out of anywhere. She just had him.
Like it was so confusing to me. Like, where did that come from?
I have a
Like,
feel,
and it was not, and it wasn't even a cool moment. It was just like, oh yeah, well, Molina's dead now.
yeah,
Like,
Molina,
huh?
yeah, she's just there now, and it's like one blast kills her, and it's like what, just one blast. That's all it took. Molina's supposed to be an insanely fast, agile character, yet she gets blown in the chest with her spine showing from one blast from Sonya.
I don't know. That did not hit for me at all. It was just like out of the blue.
And like
that power.
I feel like even in the games, the gauntlets, because she was a part of Spec Ops, Special Forces.
Yeah.
I feel like with the impending danger, because they knew about Outworld, they knew about Netherrealm and everything, like advanced technology that they used that Earthrealm had to defend themselves against Netherrealm and Outworld, so to speak. But they didn't mention that in here. They barely ever mentioned anything about Netherrealm or showed anything on it. Like, it was just flashes.
Yeah, no, it was barely at all. And didn't they just refer they just referred it to hell, eh?
Yeah, pretty much. They never mentioned it as actually Netherrealm. Which basically it kind of is, if you want to be technical about things.
It like still at the same time, it would have been nice to hear, like, I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. And then our next character we have is Jax. What did you think of Jax?
That's a good question. That is a very good question.
It was a hit and a miss.
It's a hit and a miss. Yeah, no. Because I guess in the original series, he's supposed to be a part of the tournament, but not really. Kind of,
Right.
and him and like going in a different path of him not getting his arms ripped off by Goro as usual, but like by Sub-Zero, kind of was a stupid move because here's the thing. How is it the Shaolin or whatever the monks who are in Raiden's temple, how did they find him and bring him all the way there? How? Unless Raiden did it.
Yeah.
It just doesn't make sense.
Like, as I said before, the whole like arms,
yeah,
regenerating or whatever, like all of it just kind of was out of the blue. Like I felt like almost everything with Jax's character was out of the blue.
Yeah, no, I completely agree with you because there should have been more explained about it, but nope, it just happened, you know, just is what it is.
Yeah, and then losing his arms to Sub-Zero, which isn't the case of what it should have been, but
they were trying to go in a different direction, so to speak, right? I mean, it makes sense.
I'll give it that, but still.
And another thing, I'm gonna ask you something. What did you think of the costume design? It did not. What did you think about it? I'm not gonna say anything on it. Just what did you think?
Think about what you kind of cut out there.
Oh, what do you think about the costume design?
A couple were good.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't mind Kung Lao's.
Okay.
I really like Cabal's.
Oh yeah. Mm-hmm. What about Sub-Zero?
Kang was pretty good. Molina was alright. I mean, like the costume itself, not the character.
Right.
I felt like Sub-Zero kind of looked like the bits of the costume look bulky in the wrong places.
Yeah, I like. There's that one scene when they're in, not Shao Kahn, Shang Tsung's temple, right? And you see like a full body of him, and I look at it, I'm like, you've got to be kidding me, because he's supposed to be in blue, but it looks black, and it's like, what is this?
Yeah, no, I totally agree. I think Sub-Zero's costume design was not great.
It really, it was a letdown. It was a letdown in a sense. But what did you think of Scorpions?
Scorpions.
Oh, Scorpions was fine. I like that one. It was good.
Yeah, no, and the thing is that they're supposed to look somewhat similar, but also like different.
Yeah. I mean, they're supposed to be equals in a sense, if that makes sense.
Yeah, they're supposed to be. Well, their rival. Like even if you like look at all the games, their rivalry is very much there. Even after they like set aside their differences, the rivalry is still very much there.
Right, and that's with God, what's Bihan's brother? Kuai Liang or something like that.
Yeah.
He takes up the mantle of Sub-Zero. He was Tundra when Bihan was Sub-Zero, but then he becomes Sub-Zero, and you know Scorpion's in the process of about to kill Kuai Liang, and then that's when Quan Chi's like, actually, I was behind the entire thing. and then he's like, oh, I shouldn't kill you then. And so, you know, he puts aside his rivalry. Scorpion actually, to himself, says, I will protect Kuai Liang with my life, and I will not stop at anything to avenge him and whatnot. So that's just later on in the games, though. Doesn't have anything to do with this one.
Well, and then we go on to our next character, which is Shang Tsung.
Shang Tsung.
Shang Tsung. Yeah.
I feel like his signature green suit, if I remember correctly, that the suit design for him was pretty cool. The one thing I didn't understand were the black eyes. Like, at all.
Yeah.
I didn't... And
like, I don't remember that ever being a thing.
And isn't he supposed to have white hair? I'm trying to remember. Did he have white hair?
I thought he always had black hair.
Oh, I thought it was white. Hold on. I'm going to find out. I think it was... Okay, no, it was like a mixture. It was a mixture. Never mind. It was a mixture. Depending on...
Oh, okay.
Okay, I know. So that's fine. It's fine. That one's okay. His character design was good. It was a right character to play his...
Like the character at all, like the character in general.
Character in general. I feel it was good to put him in there, because if they hadn't, we would have just assumed that Kotal Kahn was the main villain, which he is. Shang Tsung works under him, but I mean, if he wasn't there, then we'd be left to wonder, okay, who's the main villain here? And you would think Sub-Zero, right? You would obviously think, but
yeah,
you know, it's good because it plays back towards the one of many little things that they played. Or no, I shouldn't. Let me rephrase that. If there's one thing out of all the things that they did wrong at this movie, it's introducing Shang Tsung, because he was supposed to be there. So that's good. So yeah, very much so.
Yeah. Raiden. Oh,
man, isn't he?
Raiden was very down. Like, I don't want to say downplayed, but it just felt awful.
Yeah, no, it was, because like
it felt uncomfortable, honestly.
It really, no, I have to agree with you. It's just, and I'm gonna ask your opinion on this. What did you think of his costume design and his just character in general? Because like he's supposed to be
what he looked like in the games. It was awful.
It was very awful. He's supposed to be an elder god. He's supposed to be an elder god, yet he looks nothing like it.
Yeah, his eyes were glowing and whatnot. And I didn't mind the effect for his eyes glowing, but like his suit just looked awful.
And he just didn't he didn't show his full extent of his power.
No, do you know what he literally looked like? It literally looked like a children's Halloween costume.
No, you're right. I actually now I think I'm now thinking about it. You're right. I actually see that. It's just there, you know. It's just some dude with random lightning powers.
I know. Honestly, we're on to our last character. In terms of design, I thought it was the best looking of the bunch, and that's only because it was pure CGI, and that was Goro.
Right. No, for sure. Wait,
Goro did look like how he did in the games?
Like, yeah. No, and I mean, people are saying that Goro's CGI was iffy. I'm like, if it's just full CGI, I mean, get the people who did Godzilla vs. Kong, have him do it. That was flawless. Flawless victory.
Pictures has amazing CGI. They always have been. Like they
right.
Like even outside of the Godzilla whatnot, they are flawless at CGI.
Very much so. Some guy said Raiden is a walking fortune cookie. Throughout this, yeah, no, I gotta admit, because like he's supposed to be all knowing, and I've stated this before. Yet in this movie, he's nothing like that. Nope.
Yeah. No, it was just, Raiden was so downplayed in this movie.
So downplayed.
It made me so upset too.
Cause like in the games, you see him and you're like, oh god, I gotta fight this dude. This dude's powerful. But in the movie, it's like, okay, this dude, what? What?
They refer to him as a god once in the movie.
Yeah, no, they did refer to him, and didn't they refer to the elder gods, the other ones too?
Who?
The other elder gods, but not name wise. They just refer to them in general.
Yeah, they did. Except for not, they didn't mention any names or anything.
Yeah, it's just oh my god, Raiden's temple. Let's talk about among the other wrong things that happen with it, Shinnok's amulet. That plays a huge part, but that's never elaborated on. Cause you remember when Kano takes it, and then you got Liu Kang. He walks up, it's like, you should put that back, and he's like, well, what are you talking about? And then it cuts to a different scene, and it's never talked about again.
Yeah.
So we don't know if it's taken or if it's still there. We don't know. And
who knows? They'll explain it in a sequel, maybe. And honestly, I don't know how this movie is gonna do.
Yeah, no, I gotta agree, because like
on paper, this sounds like a Mortal Kombat movie. Sounds awesome, but really
on screen, it was garbage.
I don't know. I was about to say, if you're really invested into the Mortal Kombat series, it's not a good movie. And I'm like, it's not a good movie to anybody.
Yeah, no, you're right. It's really not. Hardcore Mortal Kombat fans are like, yeah, no, I don't really like it. And then you've got those people are saying, oh, I loved it. And it's like, I don't know how you can. But
well, and that's the issue about it. It's just overall not a good movie.
Yeah, I completely agree with you. It's like there's so many things they could have fixed. So many.
Yeah, no, like we were talking about reviewing Godzilla in 1998.
Mm-hmm, right.
And the thing about Godzilla in 1998 was, it's not a bad kaiju movie. It's just a shitty Godzilla movie.
Yeah, no, you're right. When you're a kid, you're like, oh, this is amazing. But as you grow older,
absolutely,
you're just like, why did I think this was good?
Well, yeah, it's just not a good Godzilla movie. That's the only issue with it. It's a fine kaiju movie. It's just, but it's not the same idea with this. Like, yeah, the fight scenes are awesome. It's just
didn't connect.
Oh my god,
didn't do things.
None of the acting was good.
Oh no, yeah, none of it. Absolutely none. And then what is it? I did we touch base on the rivalry between Sub-Zero and Scorpion? Did we do that?
A little bit, but more so we were talking about the original games rather than the movie itself.
Okay, so in the games, it's actually stated that Scorpion's bloodline gets cut off, right? And he doesn't have any more family members. None of his family members survives. He's the last. I don't want to say the last person of the Shirai Ryu, but the last person in his bloodline to survive. Now that they have, and there's another thing. People keep thinking, or some of them, I don't want to say all, that Cole is actually his grandson, when in fact that's not the case, because the events that happen from Bihan killing Hanzo, what takes place, that happens, and then century later, that's when the Shang Tsung thing happens, which doesn't make sense to me at all, because it shouldn't have been that way, because now you've basically messed things up. You really have. And because of that, there's a lot of things that have to be explained that happened within those centuries. And, in terms of Scorpion, like I said, he's supposed to have those powers. Quan Chi is supposed to help him with that. And it's not just him taking the place of Quan Chi and just learning the power on his own. That's not how that works. And then, because then Scorpion has no motive. He has no motive to kill Sub-Zero. So, and I mean, I guess that could be debated, because Sub-Zero basically did, in fact, kill his clan and family, which gives him the right to kill Bihan. It makes sense. But Quan Chi plays a big part in that. So,
yeah, as far as writing goes, I did like Scorpion. Like there wasn't a lot brought out, but I thought he was a really cool character. You know what I mean? Like he was
towards the end
when he popped up, and it was it felt really out of the blue when he popped up.
Oh yeah, like he automatically knew where everyone was or something. Like it was just like,
he just kind of like, I don't know. It was just so, okay, you're there now. But when he was there, it was fun. It was really fun.
Mm-hmm. And if I remember correctly, he's supposed to kill Sub-Zero during the tournament. And now that he's killed him before the tournament, I don't know how this is going to play out. Unless they bring back Bihan as a Revenant, like it did in Mortal Kombat 10, and Scorpion has to fight the Revenant version of Bihan, or what's his face? Kuai Liang becomes Sub-Zero. That's when Quan Chi's introduced. Scorpion's about to kill Kuai Liang, but then that's when Quan Chi says, "I was the one behind it." Ha 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 ha. And then, all that kind of stuff. I don't know.
Yeah, no, yeah.
It's all open-ended.
There's not much I can really say about the movie other than the acting was bad, but the action was fun.
Yeah, no, I'd agree. I have to agree.
The storyline was also kind of.
Oh yeah, no, because like I said, new approach, or like I don't know if you said that, the new approach to it. They tried a different way, and it just could not connect. The way.
Yeah, no, I totally agree. Like if you just want to watch people fight each other, go for it.
No, very much so. And then there are some parts during the movie. Oh, sorry, you cut out. My bad.
Oh, you want to watch some awesome gore? Yeah.
Yeah. Dude, no, for sure. The gore is awesome in this movie. If there's one thing that's good about the movie, it's the gore. Like, for sure.
Yeah. I agree.
And let's talk about the parts that let me rephrase that. The parts that didn't make sense. Like, not the main things, but the small things. Right. Remember when what's it called? I've already forgotten the main character's name. Cole. That forgettable, crazy. Whenever Cole was fighting in the octagon, and he's getting stomped. I mean, he's getting punched and everything. We go back a few hours later. He comes out of the washroom and his face looks fine. It's like, you just got beaten to a pulp. How do you what?
You think you'd have That kind of took me by surprise too. I'm like, you shouldn't look like you just got out of bed. You should look like you just got out of a tornado.
Yeah, you look like you just got curb stomped by somebody, but you didn't. It's so confusing.
This is coming from somebody that used to box. Like, I know what you look like.
It's like you should not look like that. And then let me think. The whenever Bihan shows up in the streets, right? I mean, if he's able to manipulate ice, right? What was the point of lifting up ice and dropping it, lifting it up again, dropping it? Like, dude, you've got so much in your arsenal. Take advantage of what you've got. If you're trying to kill off one of the members who are a part of the tournament, try harder. You're not doing anything. You're doing no damage whatsoever with those stupid icicles.
Hailstorm time.
Hailstorm! Yay! I like to play with ice. It's just like, and then they go into this stupid alley and he's just standing there like, hi. And then disappears. It just disappears into the mist. He just disappears and it's like, dude, why didn't you take advantage? You're supposed to be scary. What? Okay. Whatever. Oh my goodness. And then like, what's it called? The markings, right? That didn't make sense. That did not make sense to me. How are you gonna kill somebody and have the marking go onto you? And it's like, yep, guess you're the new champion now. That's just how it works.
Woohoo, new birthmark.
Let's go. But then like you have to think to yourself, it's like, how was everyone born with it, or was it like, I don't know. They didn't really explain that. Do you know?
No.
Nah, not really. I mean, again,
about it too is that can I be honest with you?
Yo, go brutally.
Made it feel like a kids movie, but the gore was not kids.
Yeah, no, for sure. Honestly, I have to agree with you on that. It's like, the
whole movie kind of felt like, who is this targeted to?
I'm confused.
Like, no, and not even just that. Like, overall, the plot, everything. It felt like, well, when you first go to the movie, you're like, oh yeah, this is gonna be targeted towards Mortal Kombat fans, and then you watch it and you're like, yeah, this kind of feels weird. Like, oh, okay, it's an adult movie, and then you hear the acting, you're like, teenagers. See the gore? No.
No, I completely agree, man.
It just felt like a big confusing. The whole thing was a kerfuffle.
It really was. Now, I'll have to admit, besides Goro's CGI, Reptile CGI was kind of cool.
Yeah.
I liked how he looked. It was really cool. People are dissing on Reptile. I mean, I guess Reptile was a new addition. No, he wasn't. No, Reptile wasn't. No, wait. Reptile was supposed to be a part of the tournament, I believe. And they killed him off before the tournament. You're killing off all your dudes, my guy. Like, why would you do that right before the tournament? Who are you gonna bring back?
Yeah, I did like the CGI.
It was very good. And like, you know, I during that fight with Reptile, Sonya, Cole, and Kano, like, Reptile, you have invisibility. No one knows you're there. You could finish everybody off in there in the span of a minute, yet you didn't.
Yeah. Like, okay.
It's like, honestly, and then Sonya just throwing blades in a general direction and it happens to be hitting him, and like, for some reason, a knife pierces him and that gets rid of his invisibility or something. It's like, what? No,
I've never understood. It seems like such a cliche in a movie for when something that can turn invisible gets hit it immediately.
Like Predator, right?
Yeah, it just seems like such a movie cliche now.
Yeah, no, I completely agree. It's like, okay, if you've got invisibility powers and you've had this for a while, you should know that things tested on you like a knife or something shouldn't affect it. But somehow, when the main character's involved, it's just automatically rendered on.
The idea you got invisibility powers and you're just like walking around your house and you stub your toe and you're like,
just gone.
I don't have it anymore.
I don't have it. Guess I can't use it for like a minute or so. Like, oh my god, dude, what is this?
Okay.
And like Kano fighting, like pulling out his heart and everything. I thought that was pretty cool in a sense. I mean, I don't know. What was your take on it?
It's all right. That's literally my whole take on the entire movie. Like, it's all right.
It was okay. It was whatever. I mean,
if you take away, I don't know, it wasn't all right. It was meh.
It was absolutely meh. No, I have to agree with you. the entire movie, it's like it's hard to talk about. It really is because it just wasn't that good. You just like, I don't know. I don't know if I should.
I
Yeah.
can't get over the dialogue.
You
I
can't.
don't know how many times I've said that throughout this podcast, but the dialogue is awful.
Oh no, for sure.
Can we actually talk about the dialogue a bit more? What is the scene that absolutely made you shake your head?
Oh,
like in terms of dialogue.
In terms of dialogue, there's so many. Which one stands out the most? They're about equal in terms of how bad they are.
Honestly, though, like I've met like it's because I keep mentioning it now, but it's when Raiden comes out of nowhere, is like, oh, you haven't found your powers yet, like.
Yeah, no, I agree with that part. That kind of made me just like question everything. Cause like I even wrote it down. I said, hold on, where is it? Where is it? I don't remember where it is. Okay, I'll find it. Continue what you were saying.
There's some other ones like that just didn't hit. Like, I don't get what's the point of the daughter looking up at the dad after the fight and being like, "Badass suit, dad." Like, that is not at all how it would react to the situation that just happened.
Exactly. It's like, and being frozen like that, you should be dead. Hypothermia should have killed you right then and there.
Oh, absolutely.
But no, the power of plot prevails. It's so stupid, man. I mean, like, yeah, and then you've got Scorpion looking at his family, and then he thinks back to his, and it's like, wait, hold on, I'm getting visions. I'm having PTSD. He's like, oh no, not again.
The trees are speaking Vietnamese.
No, this is not okay. It's not okay. And I think like they made Sub-Zero an absolute unit, having like a 2-on-1, and it was like, yeah, man.
They didn't downplay Sub-Zero in terms of power.
No, very very much not so. Yeah, no, I completely agree.
Yeah, they did not at all downplay in terms of power for Sub-Zero. I felt like the only thing I really had a problem with Sub-Zero really was the costume design.
Yeah, it's supposed to be blue. Because, like, if you look at the games, you're like, oh my god, that is so cool. You look at, like, the, how, like, the different suits he has. And, like, you know the Grand Master one that looks like the puff coat? The blue one?
Yeah.
That one? That looks so awesome. And if they can adapt that...
It was Sub-Zero and Raiden that really got the short end of the stick in terms of costumes.
No, yeah, I agree. I very much agree. And they tried to pull an MK11 kind of thing to the movie itself with like the costume designs for Scorpion. If you remember in the trailer for MK11, whenever Dark Raiden fights Scorpion, it kind of looks like that.
Oh, okay, yeah.
But it was supposed to be something different. It was supposed to be like maybe they just wanted to be modern times, but I didn't feel it connect.
I didn't mind Scorpion's suit. I did not mind it.
Did you like the what's it called? The eyes and the teeth? They're like black and yellow eyes or something like that. It was like, what is this?
I don't know. The teeth were like
aren't his,
I don't know how I felt about that. But
his eyes are supposed to be glowing, right?
Eyes, yeah.
But they weren't. That's the weird thing. I didn't like that. It's like, okay.
It just kind of looked like he had contact lenses in.
Yeah, no, very much so. And like, you're supposed to, when Scorpion fights Sub-Zero the second time, right? He's supposed to win. And he's supposed to use like fire powers, but he only rarely used that, didn't he? He used it like maybe once or twice.
Yeah. It was barely used at all. Even by Cole, it was barely used at all.
Yeah, no, and it's like if you're down in Netherrealm for centuries, you would think, yeah, I learned fire, I might as well use it, but never does.
Yeah.
Just doesn't.
No, I totally agree. It wasn't executed.
It really wasn't. There's so many missed opportunities in this movie, and I cannot express how downgrading this movie was.
Well, when you texted me about it,
mm-hmm.
Where is it? I finished it, and you're in for a ride, and I don't mean a good one, and I didn't know how to take that. I'm like, uh-oh.
You're in for a ride, and not a good one.
And I told you I'm watching it, and I'm like, what the heck was that?
Yeah, I wasn't wrong, was I?
No.
Oh man, I like as soon as I watched it, and I was like podcast on it, and as soon as I finished, I'm like, oh my god, Bowie's not gonna like this one. I was like, he is not gonna like this. Like that's the one thing. As soon as I left, as soon as I watched on HBO, I sat back in my chair and was like, this was garbage.
This was awful.
This was so bad. It was so terrible, man.
The thing is that I was watching the fight scenes and I was really into it, and then I'm like hearing the dialogue, and I'm literally like talking to myself, like, what the hell?
What is this? Like, if you talk to yourself during the movie, it's like, what was that? What was like with me and the Molina thing with her like getting the Joker smell? I'm like, what was that? Why do you? What is that? I literally yelled at the movie, like, what are you doing? Why did you just now decide to put that there? What? Like, literally. And then the same thing with you saying the dialogue behind, like, you've got to go home. Okay, I go home. It's like, what? You don't just bring him to the temple to have him go home. What was the point?
And it was so, like, there was no talk about it or fair warning beforehand. It was just like, hey...
Exactly.
Bye.
It's like if you don't unlock your power, you're gonna have to go home. It was more like Raiden shows up, leave, and Cole's like, okay, no questions, no nothing.
Or when Raiden like teleported all the villains into the location to fight their heroes in this story, right?
Right.
They kind of walked in like, oh, cool, I got teleported. They did not think of it at all.
They were like confused. They were like, "What the? Why am I? What?
What just happened?"
Yeah, exactly.
They weren't shocked or anything. They just kind of walked in like they were walking into the bar or something.
Exactly, and it's like, Raiden, if you have that power, why didn't you just kill them all off?
Right.
Honestly,
yeah, dead.
You literally have that power. Use it to your advantage. All right, man. Like that was a wasted opportunity.
Like you have lightning powers. I know what it feels like to stick a fork in the socket. It doesn't feel nice.
It won't affect you, but like, come on. And like, what's it called? I'm trying to think. Remember when he puts up the barrier, right? And
yeah,
they just, since it's in the middle of nowhere, and he has the what's it called? The temple's out in the middle of nowhere, right? With Liu Kang, and he the villains, they don't know where it is because like no one can just find it, you know. No one can just walk up to him and be like, hey, what's up? How we doing? But somehow Shang Tsung and his crew just walks up like it's nothing, like, hey, I'm here. What I miss? And then no one questions that. It's like, dude, it's in the middle of nowhere. How did you find this place?
The whole movie was just so uncomfortable.
No, it's super uncomfortable. It's like, okay.
That's actually just the word I use for it. It's uncomfortable.
Just in giant letters, writing it down, uncomfortable.
Here, you want to see my notes? It's just in bold letters, uncomfortable. Like, or it just says uncomfy with like the sparkle emojis beside it.
I feel uncomfy. Oh man. Okay, so what else?
Like movie pictures with the sparkles.
I should put that in the title or like in the description. This movie was sparkle uncomfy sparkle.
Yeah, please do.
I will, and once I edit it, well, not edit it. Once I like upload it to YouTube, I'll go on my YouTube studio and just be like, "This movie made both of us uncomfy sparkle." Oh man,
I'm
do
actually
it.
gonna write that review. I'm so gonna do that. Wherever I can write a review, I'm just gonna write the words uncomfy.
Just send it to the director, just in one big bold letter, uncomfy.
It's a little text by pigeon mail.
Dude, that would be so funny. My goodness. All right, so what did you think of what else about the movie do you want to talk about? 'Cause I think we covered almost everything.
Honestly, there's not a lot to talk about. It's just, as we've said, uncomfy. The action is good. Like, I'm just gonna simplify everything here. The most simplified, uncomfy. A little less simplified. We're gonna go. The action was good.
Mhm.
The dialogue was literal dog shite.
No, you're right.
The costume designs were mediocre.
Yeah.
Like some were good, some were all right. Like I actually kind of like Cole's little. Like I know it was simple, but it was nice.
I feel like it's not completed though. That's the thing. I feel like
It's not. I don't think so either. I felt like it was just like a beginning of what it is.
yeah, that's what they're trying to expand off of. But I wonder what the
Yeah.
final take will look like. That's my question.
I like the beginning of it.
Oh yeah, no. Like that was probably one of the best parts of the movie, next to the first part and the very last part with Scorpion and the Sub-Zero fight. That was probably the best. And it played towards how the story originated, and it played towards it.
Also, Cole versus oh god, what was his name? Why am I forgetting this now?
What do you look like?
For Army.
Oh, Goro.
Yeah, Goro. Yeah, Cole versus Goro. At the very beginning, I was quite on the edge of my seat. I'm like, uh-oh. And then it kind of went on, and I'm like, okay, this is kind of...
It's kind of not that good. Because, like, when you think of Goro, you're like, oh, this is a big dude. He finna wreck this man.
I don't want to fight Machamp.
Yeah, it's like, I don't... But like if a big Mortal Kombat fan would be like, all right, yeah, the champ, I get it. But then at the same time be thinking, and I mentioned this, like, wait, why is he fighting the champ? This should be waiting for the tournament. But then you see him get bodied by Cole, and it's like, what? What was this? What did I just watch? You're gonna do Goro dirty like that? And then it's like, oh, okay, I can't take this movie seriously
It was
anymore.
just straight up disrespect to him.
Super disrespectful. And like, Goro can't even destroy an SUV. He can't even destroy an SUV.
Yeah.
Like, oh my god, dude, what the? So dumb. All right.
Yeah, that was my simplified. The action is good. The gore is good. The acting is god awful.
Mm-hmm.
The plot is uncomfortable.
Yeah.
It's a cliche plot, but to the worst. Like it is a cliche kind of plot, but at the same time, it is the worst part of it you could possibly do.
Yeah, it's like they tried to execute off of something,
it's like
new storyline.
It's that chosen one cliche.
Oh yeah, no, for sure. But if the chosen one,
the worst degree.
Like if the chosen one was just like somebody who's just some random guy, or they made it seem like he was a random guy, and then they mention out of nowhere, oh yeah, you're the great descendant of the Hanzo Hasashi. Good luck. All right, on to what we were saying, and then he doesn't even question it. He's like, oh, okay.
It's like, cool.
Like, what, dude? That you do not know who Hanzo Hasashi is? Like, that's Scorpion, bruh. Like, how do you not? I'm confused.
Somebody told me, like, I don't know, my ancestor was like the king of samurai or something. I'd be pretty damn proud of myself.
I'd be like, oh, do I have a title I have to live up to? But like, he's just like, okay, and if I were Raiden, I heard him say that, it's like, what? What? Like, what? I'd slap Cole, like, dude, do you not know who? You know what? Whatever. You're not wasting my time, or something like that.
Yeah, I don't know. The whole
thing was just
I don't have much else to say.
Cluster.
I don't have
thing.
much else to say about it.
Yeah, no, me neither. Same, like, and Scorpion's signature "get over here" line. Even in the trailers, it was bad, but even in the movie, it was like, okay, you cleared it up a bit, but it was not that good.
Yeah, I agree.
I was looking forward to that, but they let that down as well. It's like, oh, dude, you had one redemption thing and you couldn't connect.
Nothing in the movie connected in terms of the storyline.
Yeah, no, for sure.
It just felt uncomfy.
Uncomfy. And like his chains, aren't they supposed to have like a cool design? But it just looks like trowels.
They just look like the regular chains you find at a mechanic shop.
Exactly. And it's like, it looks like the exact same as at the beginning of the movie, right? And it's like,
yeah.
And apparently the power of the trowel gives Cole power or something. It's like, how does that make sense? I don't get that.
I don't know. There's so much in the movie I literally cannot explain. It was just
it was a whole mess up. It was just a completely messed up in so many ways. Okay, well, that's all I have to say about it. Do you have anything else to say about it?
Not really.
Okay, then. That's that.
People are asking?
What was that?
Are people asking about anything? Like, wait, did we give our ratings before or during?
We did it before. I gave it a 6.3. You gave it a 5.
Mine was a 5.
Oh man. Yeah, some guy said biting your tongue only to lose invisibility. Imagine Reptile actually does that. Ow! Oh, we know where you are. Oh, I was joking! And it just runs off. That'd be so stupid.
That's good.
Okay, well, that was... Alright, so, that was Mortal Kombat movie review. We basically just talked about everything that was wrong about it. we praised it a little bit, but that was about it. There was more wrong than there was right. In terms of sequels, they need...
You heard it here, folks.
Yeah, you heard it here.
Bad.
It was not good, and I think their mindset was not in the right place. They were focused more on the sequel than they were the movie itself, and that was not the right thing to do. So thank you all so much for watching. Thank you, BigBoiBouie, for joining. And the next podcast we'll be doing is with CW Spinach, I believe, on the Kong arguments and whatnot, but I don't know when that'll be. We'll have to decide that.
Doing that? Sick.
Yeah, no, we'll do that. That's for sure, man. Like, that'd be so fun.
Bet. All right.
All right. And we'll do that. So again, thank you, BigBoiBouie. Thank you for joining and talking about how nasty or not as good, not a not good movie. Let's. Thank you for talking about that.
Yeah.
I will see you all in the next one. Peace.